Hello, my name is Norma Stives. I am the director at Life Choices Women's Center, located in Altamont Springs, Florida. We are a pregnancy resource center offering free services, education, and material goods to those who find themselves in unplanned pregnancies. We are very happy to empower women and men with knowledge that may not only help keep them healthy, but may also even help save their lives. At Life Choices Women's Center, we believe knowledge is power. That's why we have decided to share these 3-part videos so you can be empowered with life-saving information for you and those you love. The 3 doctors presenting these videos are passionate about saving lives and helping people be healthy. Happy learning.
The title of my talk is Hidden Massacre, Hidden Rescue. And it's a story about, of course, RU486 and its reversal, but also it's a story that's not very often told, but it needs to be told. It needs to be told because it's a great story. It's an American story. It triumphs the underdog. It's a biblical story. It's about David and Goliath. It's an existential story because it's about good and evil. Now, on the next slide, what you'll see is the toll-free hotline number. And this is, if you're going to remember one thing from the talk tonight, just remember that there is a hotline and that there are several ways to access this. But basically, where there's a will, there's a way, and where there's a way, there's a hotline. I have a quote here that was given by one of the leaders of the 20th century, and it says, "A single death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic." Now, I think many of you know who that leader is. This is Joseph Stalin, for those who haven't guessed. And this is an important quote because it really sort of encapsulates what it is that we're dealing with. We have to deal with the one-by-one occurrences. And unless we can get our arms around that and grasp that concept, it's going to be hard to make progress. But let me show you in the next slide some sobering facts. Most people feel that the #1 killer in America is cardiovascular disease, and indeed it's responsible for 610,000 deaths per year. Most of those people die at age 70. But in fact, it's not the #1 killer. The #1 killer, no surprise to this crowd, is abortion. And it's to the tune of 1 million to 1.5 million babies per year. The tragedy I see in this is that there's so much talent that is conceived and given by God, but they've been given so little time to display that talent. And these could be leaders and priests and heroes, but they also could be parents and friends and siblings to someone, but they're all lost. On the next slide, this is an example of a person that came to our clinic here just a couple of months ago. So I want to go through here a typical story. She found herself pregnant. Her boyfriend and she discussed the situation, and he strongly encouraged her to go to Planned Parenthood, which she did. She had some misgivings about it, but while she was there, they were very forceful and moved into action and gave her the RU486, and then gave her pills to take afterwards to complete the abortion. She left there and was feeling guilty about the whole situation, and as she went home, her guilt caused her to go to the internet, where she did a Google search and found abortion pill reversal. That put her in touch with the hotline that I gave you, and then the hotline then contacted me, and she called the office a short while later. Scared, afraid, not knowing what to do, we told her that we might very well have a way in which she could save her baby, particularly since she had not taken the second set of pills. So she arrived at the office. Curiously, she arrived with her son, but without her boyfriend. And then from there, still afraid, we reassured her that we might be able to help her, told her the protocol, what she would have to do, had her sign the consent, and proceeded. And within 3.5 hours of the time that she entered Planned Parenthood, she got the first shot of progesterone, and that's when the reversal began. Now the next slide shows the pill. It's called Mefeprex, RU486. This shows 3 pills, but usually they just give 1. This is then followed by 4 pills of Cytotec to complete the abortion by causing contractions. So what is RU486? Well, it's a pill that actually kills the placenta. It's aimed at the placenta. It targets the placenta so that the placenta cannot give nourishment and life-giving nutrients to the baby. And basically, it acts very quickly. It acts quicker than progesterone. So there's a foot race going on to see which medication can get there first. And if we're lucky and we give her the progesterone soon enough, then we win the race. Now, it's very poignant to know that Planned Parenthood doesn't really give the women informed consent or a very clear choice. They actually force it upon them. And now things have gotten worse because the FDA has extended the time in which the RU486 can be given up to about 12 weeks. This works by thwarting implantation and basically is a poison to the system, a poison which needs an antidote. But it is not innocuous, and you have a list there of the side effects that can happen. Okay, let's take a look at the first stages. This is at 3 weeks. Now, most of you know that when we say 3 weeks, it really is 1 week because it's 3 weeks from the last menstrual period. So this is a week afterwards. And just as the implantation occurs, that's when HCG is made. And that's the first time that the woman knows that she's pregnant. And on the next slide, we're at 5 weeks. This is 21 days. And you can see the early heart. 1 week later, at 6 weeks, a nose, a mouth, ears, and a brain. At 7 weeks, at 8 weeks, there's nerves and lungs. And up to this point, this used to be the old protocol, such that RU486 had to be stopped, couldn't be given after this. But now the FDA, encouraged just by the manufacturer of RU486 with no other input, has decided that they can extend that up through 12 weeks. So at 10 weeks now, we will see fingernails. At 11 weeks, we'll see kicking. At 12 weeks, we'll find sucking going on. All these, I think you would agree, are signs of very human activity. And then at 13 weeks, which is 77 days, you have fingerprints. Now, most everybody feels that DNA is the thing that makes you singular, but those of us who have been born in the last century know that your fingerprints also make you particular. No one else has your fingerprints. After this time, a surgical abortion would need to be done. On the next slide, you can see that the baby is there, and it's the placenta that is the key area where the RU486 works. And it's in competition now to get there first. The progesterone also works on the placenta, also does many other things such as ensures the viability of the pregnancy and helps the breast to grow. Now, you've heard about RU486. Now, what about the rescue? What about the antidote? And this is progesterone. It comes in 3 different forms. One is by IM injection. Second is by pills. And the third is by suppositories. The best way is by the injection intramuscular, because that's the way it can get to the baby quickest and most effectively. I want you to know that progesterone is safe and effective and natural. And we'll talk a little bit later about how much it costs. On the next slide, we have a look at what the success rate is. And these come directly from the Abortion Pill Reversal website, where they've had, I think it says 420 people who have undergone the protocol, and there's a 53% success rate. It's essential that it be given early. It works much better that way. But it also is important that if the woman gets the RU486 early, it is much more damaging to the woman. So, With all this, I'd like to have 3 take-home points for you. So the first thing is time is of the essence. The second is that there is a hotline accessible, and you will see those cards that you have, business cards on there. They have the number on there. They also have a QR reader, which will bring you to the website. So if you would please take that business card, put it in your wallet or purse right now. You'll have it when you need it. And then the third thing is that it is the woman's right to know about this. The state of Arizona tried to make a law mandating this, and at first it was put into practice, and now the judges have gotten into the fray, so that's on hold right now. But it truly is a matter of informed consent, and the woman has the right to know. She also has the right to change her mind. Now, once all that happens, on the next slide, you'll see what we can do, you and your crisis pregnancy center, and we as doctors to respond to this. So there's a kit that the abortion pill reversal folks will send to you just by asking, and it looks like this. Inside here is all the forms you need for consent, and it details the protocol. So once you get set up and want to start delivering this, all you need to do is get the medication and have your medical director sign off on it and go from there. There also is the protocol. The protocol basically is preferably the shot. The pills that are there can be used, and they're preferentially used in the vagina. And then finally, compounding pharmacists can also give you the same medication, but that takes a little bit longer. The whole protocol, if it's gone from start to finish, starts as soon as the patient presents herself and then goes through the 14th week. We have a picture of what we hope to be the outcome. This is, of course, a family. And if you'll hit the button there, there's some sound. How beautiful. This is the reward for the effort that we put in. And this is a single solitary life. And I think you would all agree this life is worth saving. So basically, this is the part where we get down and dirty. What can you do? Well, there's 4 things that I would encourage you to do. One is to take these business cards, rack cards, which look like this. They come in English and Spanish. You can get these from the abortion pill reversal folks from their website. Also, if your church or group is interested, you can put it in your bulletin. Furthermore, we'd like you to go ahead and speak the pro-life message. Talk to as many people as you can to go ahead and dispel the myths and the lies that are out there. One of the myths being that the pill can cause birth defects. In fact, RU486 does not cause birth defects. So says the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology. The second pill, the misoprostol, can, however. So this is their website, the abortion pill reversal. That comes up with the business card. And on the next slide, the hotline number. Remember, where there's a will, there's a way, and there's a hotline. And then finally, thank you for your attention. It's been a pleasure talking to you.